We found Southern Hills in 2018. We had just moved to Carrollton from North Georgia, living in Cherokee County. The first day we drove up here to go look at the house that we had bought. We came off the bypass at the junction with Maple Street and saw the sign for it announcing that this was what was coming. And we're like, well, what is this? And started looking it up. Then we saw just everything that Southern Hills was trying to do with the community center, with the preschool, the gym, the student housing. And you can tell the church went beyond Sunday morning. I think it was a big part of what drew us here and what we loved about our old church. It wasn't just like, okay, you go to church on Sunday at 9 o'clock and then we'll see you next Sunday. Definitely you could tell the investment in the community.
We're at a pretty low point when we moved here because we had just gotten off the road for his job, traveling for 2.5 years in 12 states.
So when we came to Carrollton, 2 kids, one very young, just had brought her home and needed that. We just needed to find somewhere. So we got plugged in, and we were attending for a couple weeks, but knowing that just the struggles we had going personally was really tough. I was dealing with a lot of depression, just a lot of negative thoughts and down moments, and that put a lot of strain on her and the family. So we got started with soul care, and that really was kind of like the premarital counseling we never got.
They got us in the Word. They got us in the Word together, praying together. And that just kind of brought up our faith together as a couple. Even
further going into re-engage, we were pretty early on, I feel, in that. I think one of the first closed groups that they started with, and just, I think looking back now, that has equipped us with a lot of just ways to talk to each other, ways to communicate, so when we're ever in a fight or having a disagreement, we can say, okay, am I fighting for me or am I fighting for us? And just a lot of those lessons that they taught, we're able to kind of reference back.
We were the first, one of the first closed groups. And we started in February 2020. And then I think we had 2 meetings maybe in person, and then we did all of our re-engage
over Zoom,
trying to run and put kids to bed, meet online really quick. And just going back to like that community part, that was really important to us at that time, because that's when we were really going through a hard time. And God knew what was coming, and he knew we needed that group. And even with everything going on, everyone felt so isolated. We did not. We felt very connected even in that time.
We're a church that cares about you at any stage of life. You're not just a seat on Sunday. You're not just a head that we count in the morning to know who all came to church that day. We're a church that cares from babies in our child care all the way up to hilltoppers. With stops along the way. We have, with re-engage for young married and even people that have been married for 20 plus years. We're a church that wants to help. We're a church that wants to see all of our members thrive. I don't feel there's ever a moment that there's not something that is available for everyone here at any point in their life.